Today we're going to be talking about eyes and how you can make an eye for your 3D scene. So in this video we are using Artbreeder, but unlike last video I am going to tell you a couple things before you get into it. One of my friends watched the video and he said he couldn't figure it out, and I was like, what is to figure it out? You just keep hitting the switcheroo button until you get what you want. And then I realized what I showed in the video was me already logged in, and so I'm going to hopefully clear up some of that nonsense from last time. It looks like this when you first open it. You just click start and then you can log in with Google. You can create an account or you can just log in if you already have an account. What's cool about this site is it's free, but if you want to privatize images, if you want higher resolution images, I would recommend upgrading. But if you're fine with just having a couple high res downloads, the free plan is fine. In order to create something, go and click the Create tab, and then you have different options. You can do general, portrait, landscape, building, painting, bio art, characters, albums, furries, and anime portraits. So last time we did characters. Today though, we are going to be doing bio art for the eye. We just want the colored part of the eye and then the pupil. And then you have two options. You have animate and compose. Just click compose. Animate is weird. In the top left corner, there is a thing that says parents. If you click select, then you can select a parent as it's called. Then you can click the switcheroo button to generate like children, essentially. So I'm going to type in eye. And there's a bunch of cool different eye things, but this is the one we're going to go for. You don't want to see this thing around the eye. You just want to see like the colored part of the eye, because that's what we're going to be using. And so we want something that's kind of like this one. And it also like generated a building in there, which is kind of funny because that's not an eye at all. This is the eye I decided to go with. You can just save the images by just clicking on it, and then it will load it down here. And then you can click on it again and it will open it. So you can just click this download button to get a high-res version. But I'm not going to do that. You can just right-click, open a new tab. And then once it opens in the new tab, you can right-click it again and click Save Image As. Open up the folder you want it to go in, and then you just click OK, and then it goes down into that folder. And now you have that AI-generated eyeball image, which looks honestly kind of funky right now. So we open it up in GIMP. Remember to back up things, so duplicate those layers a couple times. Then we're going to use the circle select tool, and we're going to make this big circle, and I'm just clicking shift and control to make it like uniform and like also expand from the center. Then just adjust it, making sure that it stays uniform as a perfect circle. You want the pupil in the center of the iris, so make sure to line it up. Also make sure to add an alpha channel, select and invert. Then click on the eraser, make it a good size, and then start erasing. Also, it might help to hide the other layers so that you can actually see what you're doing. Then once you've got it completely erased, you can delete the other layers and export it. Sometimes the eye will be a little warped, so you just use the warp tool to fix up a little bit of that distortion. But in this case, we don't need to, so I'll just Control Z that. So when you're exporting it, it needs to be a PNG so that we can see that transparency. Then you just export that out. And now you have before and after. Then you can just discard those changes. And now we are going to open up Materialize. And Materialize will make it so that we can make the materials a lot easier and faster. So go to the diffuse channel and open up the edited version of the iris that we made in GIMP. Click create on the height map. Then you want to click on the presets and maybe move the sliders around to see what you like. Then click create on the normal map, and again you can click one of the presets or move around the sliders. Then you click show full material. I'm going to click clear on the height map because we are really just going to be using the normal map anyway. Then make sure it's on PNG, and then go over to where it says normal map, click on the S, which stands for save. You just save it out to a file, and now you have a normal map. Anyway, then you can just close that. And now we are going to open up Blender. Click X and then delete. Click Shift A and create a sphere, then go into the properties and you want to click ×2 on the segments and rings. And then you want to click Shift D and S. Hide the outer sphere by hitting H. Click on the inner sphere, hit Tab. Select the vertex on top. Click Ctrl N+ to expand the selection. Hit SZ0 to flatten the top and GZ to bring it back down. Select the middle ring by hitting Alt and left click, then hit H to hide. Select a bottom vertex, click Ctrl L, then X, delete vertices. Alt H to unhide the middle ring. A to select all, then 7 on the numpad for top view. U to unwrap and project from view. Go to the shading tab, create a new material, click Shift A, add in an image texture, open up the edited iris, go to the image editor and change it to UV editor. Scale up the UVs by hitting S. The iris must fit on the flat part of the eye. Change the extension from repeat to clip. Then select the bottom ring by hitting Alt and left click. Then Ctrl+ till the selection touches the edge of the iris. Then create a new material and leave it white. Then click Assign. Click on the iris material. Click on the image node and click Shift D to duplicate it. Open the normal map, click Shift A and add a normal map node. Connect the nodes and change the normal map image from sRGB to non-color. With the eye selected, right click and shade smooth. Click on the Data Properties tab. Under Normals, click Auto Smooth. Hit Alt H to unhide the other sphere, create a new material, Shift A, add in a glass shader, and plug that into the surface output. Right click, smooth, go to the Render tab, and change from Eevee to Cycles. Changed from CPU to GPU. Check Adaptive Sampling, then switch to Rendered mode. When you want to render the full thing, hit F12. And now you have a beautiful eyeball.